Good morning.
It's a joy to welcome everyone gathered here and on site to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Hartford County. And let me say, I meant to say online and on site. All gathered here, wherever you're gathered. I'm Reverend Jay Brooks. My pronouns are she, her. Leading the service with me today are Worship Associate Kim Roberts and at the piano, Music Director Brenna Kupferman.
And I am Kim Roberts, and my pronouns are she and her, and I would like to extend a special welcome to newcomers, especially those who are with us today for the first time. Unitarian Universalism is a tradition that values diversity and embraces the wisdom of all faiths. We use science, reason, and the gifts of the Spirit to explore life's mystery and meaning.
Whatever faiths you have known, if any, you are welcome here.
Whatever your race or where you were born, whatever your immigration status, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whatever your gender, whomever you love, you are welcome here.
We gather in community to restore the balance of our spirits, to celebrate the joys of life and find the strength to meet our sorrows. And in the earliest meaning of the word worship, to consider ideas that are worthy of our time and attention.
And in this tradition, we know that people need not think alike to love alike.
During April, our learning and worship theme is possibility. Today, which is Easter Sunday in the Christian tradition and the fifth day of Passover in the Jewish tradition, we consider how we can find the past, the possibilities that will rescue and sustain the human spirit.
And now may the sound of the bell and the music of the prelude help us to center ourselves as we enter this time of worship.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the womb. Sweet the rain's new found, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, Lord of the one light, Eden's a play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them spring springing fresh from the word.
Each Sunday, we light the chalice of our religious heritage, and we do this for our ancestors who taught us through their various religious traditions and by their actions for justice and hope. And we do this for our children who are learning the traditions we teach and who learn more from our actions than from our words. And we do this for ourselves so that we are inspired to remember our beginnings, reflect on who we are now, and spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become.
Our call to worship this morning is by Helen Cohen. I wonder, AV friends, if you could just lower the volume a bit. I feel like I'm too loud, unless I really work to be quiet. Okay. Oh, that sounds good. Can you hear me? Raise your hands if you can hear me. Okay, I'm seeing everybody even in the back. Thank you. So, the call to worship, the hesitant spring. Spring is but 2 weeks old now, so the cold is not quite gone. Now and again, it catches us off guard. The wind whips past us as we rush from car to home, glancing briefly at the shivering shoots of daffodils. We dare not pack away the winter coat or the sweaters we have wearied of, whose weight holds us back from the dance of new life. In our individual lives, change comes slowly, haltingly, grudgingly. Although we may feel deeply the need to discard old habits and tired patterns, still they clutch at us, hindering our tentative new steps, freezing us in moments that we once found comfortable, but which we have now outgrown. Even as we yearn to be set free, to set ourselves free, we feel the temptation of the old and familiar. However painful and limiting, the old ways seems at times safer than the uncertain paths ahead. These transitions are difficult. One step forward, the next backward. Yes, no, I will, I won't. And then one day, spring is here, no longer to be denied. Leaves and blossoms have all burst out and no longer fear the frost. We dance fully and freely, enjoying movement and rhythm that before we could only vaguely imagine. Splendid awakening spring, amazing metamorphosis, caterpillar turned butterfly. We hail your presence within and around us. Now let's sing together, Lo the Earth Awakes Again, number 61 in the Gray Hymnal.
Lo, the earth awakes again, hallelujah, from the winter's bond and pain, hallelujah. Bring relief then morning into praise. Hallelujah. And for dirges anthems raise. Hallelujah. Our spirits soar and sing. Hallelujah. Our hearts leap with the spring.
Our reading this morning is For Calling the Spirit Back from Wandering the Earth in Its Human Feet by Joy Harjo. Put down that bag of potato chips, that white bread, that bottle of pop. Turn off that cell phone, computer, and remote control. Open the door, then let it close behind you. Take a breath offered by friendly winds. They travel the earth, gathering essences of plants to clean. Give it back with gratitude. If you sing, it will give your spirit lift to fly to the stars' ear and back. Acknowledge this earth who has cared for you since you were a dream, planting itself precisely within your parents' desire. Let your moccasin feet take you to the encampment of the guardians who have known you before time and who will be there after time. They sit before the fire that has been there without time. Let the earth stabilize your post-colonial insecure jitters. Be respectful of the small insects, the birds, and animal people who accompany you, and ask their forgiveness for the harm we humans have brought down upon them. Don't worry. The heart knows the way, though there may be high rises, interstates, checkpoints, armed soldiers, massacres, wars, and those who will despise you because they despise themselves. The journey may take you a few hours, a day, a year, a few years, 100 years, 1,000 years, or even more. Watch your mind. Without training, it might run away and leave your heart for the immense human feast set by the thieves of time. Do not hold regrets, and when you find your way to the circle, to the fire kept burning by the keepers of your soul, you will be welcomed. You must clean yourself with cedar, sage, or other healing plant. Cut the ties you have to failure and shame, and let go the pain you're holding in your mind, in your shoulders, your heart, and all the way down to your feet. Let go the pain of your ancestors to make way for those who are heading in our direction. Ask for forgiveness. Call upon the help of those who love you. These helpers may take many forms: animal, element, bird, angel, saint, stone, or ancestor. Call your spirit back. It may be caught in corners and creases of shame and judgment and human abuse. And you must call it in a way that will make your spirit want to return. Speak to it as you would a beloved child. Welcome your spirit back from its wandering. It may return in pieces, in tatters. Gather them together. They will be happy to be found after being lost for so long. Your spirit will need to sleep a while after it is bathed and given clean clothes. And now you can have a party and invite everyone you know who loves and supports you. Keep room for those who have no place else to go. Make a giveaway, and remember, keep the speeches short. And then you must do this. Help the next person find their way through the dark.
You think you own whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the ridges all around you, and for once never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain, need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
One of our tasks as a Unitarian Universalist community. One of our tasks as a Unitarian Universalist community is to build loving relationships with family members, with people here in this welcoming, inclusive fellowship community, with our neighbors in the local community and in the wider world.
Each Sunday, we ask for financial contributions so that we can sustain this fellowship and reach out to all who seek a life-affirming message of love and hope. If you're online, you can click the link in the Zoom chat to contribute, and if you're on site, you may place a donation in the basket or use your device and you can click the donate link on uufhc.net.
Your donations help the fellowship live our Unitarian Universalist values, both inside our walls, in the local community, and in the world.
Those values are centered around love. Those values build community. Those values teach us to make neighbors of everyone we meet. We call those values the 7 UU values.
Now we invite you into a quiet state of mindfulness as we speak the 7 Unitarian Universalist values. Consider what they mean for you and your life.
With love at the center, we care for one another and extend that care into the local community through actions for justice and equity. Each action, no matter how small, works towards the transformation of our world.
This fellowship intentionally welcomes the pluralism of beliefs. Our interdependence encourages us to learn and grow and in the true spirit of generosity to help our neighbors. One commitment we make as members of a covenantal Unitarian Universalist community is to care for one another. And so we take a moment most Sundays so congregants can share a joy, a sorrow, a gratitude. And just as we care for those in this fellowship, we extend our concern and compassion for people in the wider world. There are many who are suffering and afraid, especially people struggling to survive in war zones. We begin by lighting a candle for all of them. Now, if anyone gathered here today would like to share, go to the mic or raise your hand to have the microphone brought to you. If you're on Zoom, put your message in the chat and Brenna will read it. A gentle reminder, this isn't a time for announcements or politics or to share someone else's story. As people speak, let's all listen with attention and hold one another in love. Would anyone like to share?
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear that music ringing. It sounds singing. But though the tempest loudly roars, I hear the truth that liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock when tyrants tremble sick with fear as they hear the bells of freedom, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing in prison cell and dungeon vile? Our thoughts to them are winging when frames by shame are undefiled. How can I keep from singing? I lift my eyes, the cloud grows thin, I see the blue above it, and day by day my pathway clears, since first I learned to love it. The peace of love restores my soul, a fountain ever springing. All things are mine, since I am loved. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing?
Almost everyone knows at least one story about a quest. And in these kinds of stories, a person who seems quite ordinary is suddenly faced with a difficult challenge. And usually that challenge means an unexpected journey, a quest. And during that journey, the hero of the story finds companions who become good friends. And together they face difficulties and overcome them together. In Star Wars, Luke Skywalker was on a quest to help the Alliance defeat the evil Empire. And along the way, he found companions and friends, and eventually he learned that he was a Jedi with a special connection to the Force. At the end of that first Star Wars, it seemed as if there was still more story to tell. Everyone wanted a sequel. They wanted to find out what happened next to Luke and his companions. That was 50 years ago, and there have been many sequels. And people are still interested and still waiting for yet another sequel. The life of Jesus, told in the earliest version of the Gospel according to Mark, is a quest story. It's about a young Jewish teacher, Jesus, who hears a disturbing voice that suggests he has a mission to teach people how to live. So Jesus began walking and teaching, and he told people to love each other and to help the poor. He wasn't very sure of himself. Sometimes people said he was destined to be a king, and he told them to be quiet. What Jesus wanted to talk about was how humanity should live, and about what might be possible if human beings actually began to live in right relationship with one another. As that story continued, Jesus and his companions started to change the way people thought. They were sort of first century influencers. And as the journey progressed, Jesus came to learn more and more about himself and his gifts. That first book about Jesus was written 40 years after what seemed like his death. Most of the Gospels that came later say that he didn't die or say that he died and then he came back to life again. But that earliest book is a little different. Much is the same. Jesus died on the cross. His companions took his body from the place where he was killed. They put the remains into a cave that was to be his tomb, and then they pushed a really big, heavy stone across the entrance so that no one would disturb his final resting place. On the Sunday morning that in the Christian tradition is called Easter, 2 of his companions came to leave flowers by his tomb. and they discovered that the giant stone had been rolled away. The cave was empty, and that's it. That's the difference. In the earliest version, the story ends with the stone rolled away, the empty tomb. And here's the thing. That earliest version is a quest story. Everybody knows, and even back then, everybody knew that in a quest story, there's always something new to be revealed. People expect a sequel. It's been 2,000 years, and there have been a lot of sequels. But the best part of this earliest story about Jesus, the story that ends with the empty cave, is that it leaves us wondering what comes next. Because you see, that's the point of the quest. It offers up a question for us to answer in our own lives. What comes next? Each one of us is on a quest, and each one of us has things to learn, dangers to face, and companions who stick by us along the way. And one day, each one of us will understand why we're here and what we can do and how we can spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become. And that's the day that the stone rolls away.
Early one morning, here as I look across a worn-out plain. Early one morning, as I look across a worn-out plain. Dust bowl memories, you can hear me shout. Dust bowl memories, you can hear me shout. I want to roll away the stone. 2 steps slumber, come on, leave me where I wanna go. 2 steps slumber, come and leave me, 'cause I wanna go. Teach me, Lord, that righteous way. Teach me, Lord, that righteous way. I want to roll away the stone. See that gate down yonder road, which one will I follow? See that gate down yonder road, which one will I follow? Lose my shackles here, I lose my shackles here. I wanna roll away the stone. Tell me why my brother gotta fall down. Tell me why my brother gotta fall down. Pick him up, oh, pick him up high. Pick him up, take him home, lay him down there. I'm gonna have a starry crown when I die. For the last time. For the last time, teach me, Lord, that righteous way. Teach me, Lord, that righteous way. I want to roll away the stone. I want to roll away the stone.
Once I was on a boat, a large ferry boat with cars and people. when the crew conducted what they called a man overboard drill. That's what they called it, but the object they were rescuing was an orange life preserver. I found it reassuring that the drill went well and the life preserver was returned to the deck still breathing. As I watched, I imagined how the drill might go if it were not a drill. Suppose somebody actually fell overboard. Imagine how it would feel to be adrift, left behind, as the boat simply continued on its way. Imagine what a relief it would be when the boat turned around and came back. Many of us have been adrift from time to time, needing rescue, floundering in an ocean of troubles, and watching the boat travel away. Ideally, in a beloved community like this fellowship, if somebody falls overboard, they're not lost at sea. The other passengers notice that they're adrift. The boat turns back. The crew throws a life preserver. People express concern, bring meals, offer help. There are companions on the journey. Life is a quest. For maybe not millions of years, but for thousands of years, human beings have told quest stories. The oldest ones about Gilgamesh are carved on stone tablets from 5,000 years ago. They have the same pattern: difficulty, journey, companions, struggle, insights, transformation. Like a quest story, real life has difficulty and struggle. People usually do not come out of their difficulties without help from others. We all need companions, helping hands, community. But the specific challenges that plunge people into the sea are not the only sort of challenges we humans face. After trouble and trauma, the human spirit also needs rescue. When the spirit is in tatters, when those pieces are scattered all over, when the human body is craving potato chips and ice cream, the spirit needs rescue. This sort of rescue, spiritual rescue, is also part of the quest. There is a spiritual journey. There are times for each of us when we need loving hands that guide the spirit home. People who will listen with attention. People who follow the wise rule of Quaker circles of trust. No fixing, no saving, no advising, no setting straight. People who listen like that are the companions we need. Sometimes those companions are professional counselors. Sometimes they're other participants in a therapeutic group. Sometimes they are people in this fellowship gathered in a group like Soul Matters or Older, Wiser, Loving Souls, or just people who listen attentively during coffee hour. Sometimes they're friends, neighbors, chosen family, animal people, trees in a forest or in a backyard. It is a human need to be in relationship, to have companions, companions on the journey, companions on the spiritual journey that is part of being alive. The spirit also needs a little help from each of us from within the human self. Call it inner rescue. Humans can cultivate the inner awareness of a spirit beginning to shred and tatter. Often the first sign is simply the existence of a major life challenge that throws us into stress and difficulty. Sometimes the next sign is a craving for carbohydrates. I've been there. And I've learned that sometimes I need to take a moment. I seek guidance. Now, this might be called prayer or intention or simply a cri de coeur. It may be from my heart to the heart of God. It may be from my heart to the creative principle in the universe, or the forces for order and creative growth with which I long to be in harmony, whatever you call it. It's a cry for help. When I do this, when I open myself up in this way, what I feel is an easing of fear, a growth in my serenity. I find a peaceful place of receptivity to what is, to what may be. For a time, I can rest in the grace of the universe, awaiting what comes next and ready to embrace it, ready to respond without knowing what the response must be. And in this moment, there is within me a feeling of harmony that reaches beyond the rational, that touches all I know but surpasses it. I feel connected to wholeness. There is a response to calling the spirit back from its wanderings. My spirit returns home. Perhaps this might be called a God moment. Perhaps it might be nothing more than an alteration of my mental state from anxiety to serenity, with an accompanying release of endorphins and a shift in brainwave patterns. But there's something more that's not confined to my inner self. I can't explain it or understand the phenomenon, but always there has been guidance when I seek it, help, solutions, or at least approaches to the underlying challenge that first threw me into disorder and disarray. It's possible that the change in my spiritual state may be sufficient to help me see the world in a different way, to gain a different perspective, to see solutions where before I saw only problems. This change is so dramatic and so real as to be uncanny. But maybe that's all it is. Even more, sometimes there is an unexpected event, perhaps an encounter with people, the companions I need on my journey. Perhaps it's the serendipity of the physical world offering exactly what, at that moment, I need most. How can this be? I do not know, but I have come to rely on it. And so I continue to cultivate this awareness, this spiritual willingness to ask for help, to be still for long enough to feel a shift in discernment. Maybe I'm learning to trust at a deep level that there is something positive that happens when I tune myself with attentive receptivity to the harmony of the universe. Again, I have no idea, but something happens. You might even say that the stone rolls away and I start to look for the sequel. And now let's sing together, Joyful, Joyful, We Embrace Life. The words are actually printed in your order of service because it's the tune to Ode to Joy by Beethoven. It's number 29 in the hymnal, but the words are slightly different. So please rise or remain seated as is comfortable for you as we sing together with joy. Our benediction Taraxacum, or a poem about dandelions, is by the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. Even though they are edible, someone decided that dandelions are weeds, stragglers to destroy, to uproot. But dandelions never got the memo, never thought to care, busy instead with dropping roots, flinging seeds, unfurling shoots, and persistent in digging in that taproot to depths of 2 or 3 average adults, end to end. The tiny yellow flower survives. You are no less resilient, reaching both down to the strength that holds you and up to the light, out with your beauty. And you know, having sunk your effort into the cool, damp earth, that while dandelions can be clipped and fought, uninvested in anyone's opinion, they throw their sparkling futures into the wind, tomorrow tucked into seeds, and grow all the way back. Strong and bowing at the same time. May it be so for each of us. Amen. And now let's extinguish the chalice with the words that are printed in your order of service. Now we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world.
All right, this one's going to require a little bit of participation from you, if you're willing. You're not required. It would be nice. So let's start off with just rubbing our hands together. You can just do that through the song or not. Might drive you nuts after a while, but you can do it. And now we're going to do whoosh, 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 listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the waters. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. There's the rustling of the trees. There's the groaning of the woods. There's the crying of the grass. There's the moaning of the rocks. The dead are not under the earth. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the water. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead have a pact with the living. They are in the woman's breast. They are in the wailing child. They are with us in our homes. They are with us in this crowd. The dead have a pact with the living. So listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the water.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Brenna. And now